Okay, so hello. I would like to thank the organizing committee of FOSSCOMM and the University of Macedonia for all these preparations for the conference. I'm Ilias, I'm a co-founder of Metatopia, and I will speak about how we develop a holistic metaverse using open source software. So, Metatopia is a metaverse studio. We build solutions for the 3D internet. We have experience in virtual reality since 2015. And at the moment, we build solutions for multiple vertical, which is digital twins and 3D visualization, simulation and machine intelligence, education and training, and virtual experiences and entertainment. So now I have a video, a demo that we have created. It is a virtual reality lab where students can learn electric circuits. It is a simulator. We have integrated SPICE on it in order to calculate useful metrics for electric circuits, voltage and resistance and the electric current. And it is a virtual reality application which is for the moment for schools and maybe first years of universities, but then we want to create also the simulator for AC circuits and digital systems. This is another demo. It is a use case we have done for the telecommunication systems. Specifically, we work for the reconfigurable intelligent services technology, and what we have done here, it is a simulation of people moving with cars and on foot. And what we do here is we have the reconfigurable intelligent services in order to follow the user's movement and provide the best quality of service for the telecommunication system. So, what we want to do, we have created multiple proof of concepts, and what we are going to implement from now on and we design at the moment is to create the Metatopia virtual world where users will be able to create and use their own topos or topi, which is virtual spaces, in order to provide services and consume services regarding work, education, training, and entertainment. So, regarding virtual offices, we can create a work environment where users can work with and collaborate with their co-employees in a virtual space. Also, we have created a proof of concept for a factory, and also we are going to support global meetings in the future. Regarding education, as you saw, we have created a virtual reality lab for electric circuits, and for training, we have created a demo for a client in Athens where users can be trained in fire safety. Finally, regarding entertainment, we have created a demo for Kaizen, specifically Betano, where users can use a mixed reality headset in order to play slots from wherever they want. Also, at the moment we're creating a virtual world for art and stages in order for users to be able to view in real time theaters or other content. So, What you can see here, it is our virtual world, Metatopia, and our topi. We are working in a lot of different topics, and some of them are used by clients, some other at the moment are in case studies in labs by real users, and we have some other that are now under development, and also we have for some others defined the concept. So we will provide builders for its topos. It is a no-code tool for users of topos. For example, for the electric circuit virtual environment, teachers will be able to create their own experiments and give them to the students in order to assess them if they have understood the physics concepts. Also, we will provide SDKs so that developers will be able to use low-code tools in order to create new topos for work, education, training, and art. And we will have many different SDKs for different use cases. So here we have created an ontology. This ontology is based on what we want to create for the virtual world. So the basic component is the virtual environment, which communicates with the avatars, the real entities like devices and sensors, and the digital twins. And the avatar is controlled by the user. The avatar can also use services and pay for the services with transactions over a token-based economy, and also the devices send sensing data to the mathematical models which are connected to the digital twins. So the technologies we're using is extended reality for immersive virtual environments and decentralized applications, blockchains for the decentralized ecosystem, and we are building on top of that a token-based economy, so users will be able to sell and buy different virtual assets and services. We are connecting Internet of Things for real-time data collection, and also we're working in decentralized physical infrastructure networks, the PIN, which is a new technology. And in this technology, devices communicate with each other and send data for various use cases, for example, for simulations, for AI algorithms, and a lot of different other things. Regarding artificial intelligence, we work on generative neurosymbolic AI, which is a combination of neural networks and symbolic AI. Symbolic AI is the AI that was before the neural networks. So in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, Deep Blue is the most well-known symbolic AI algorithm, which is based in rules and not in training. Also, regarding digital twins, we are creating virtual replicas of real-world systems, for example, factories or telecommunication systems or power grids, and we use them in order to visualize, manage, simulate systems in real time. And finally, we're working on high-speed, low-latency communications in research projects using 5G and beyond 5G technologies. So what we have here, it is our virtual environment, VirtuNet, and what we have done here is that we have used open data regarding the locations of antennas. And what we do here is we get the open data from the web and we position them in the virtual world in order to use them for simulations, for telecommunication systems. So the metaverse, it's a hype. I don't know how many people are very familiar with that. It is a combination of the physical world, the digital world, and the virtual world. And what we want to build is an interconnected metaverse where different applications will be very easily accessible by other applications, and also the users will be able to share their data among those applications. So a holistic metaverse is a metaverse where integration of different applications is very easy. The content is user-driven, either from the builders in the TOPI or from the SDK. And also, it is a decentralized system. So we want to create nodes based in blockchains in order to provide the services in a decentralized way. So regarding open source components that we use, first of all, we use 3D engines like Blender and Godot, and we use them for graphics rendering, for physics simulations, and for asset management. Then we use networking protocols for peer-to-peer communication and the real-time data exchange, VR, AR platforms in order to provide those virtual worlds to the users using their headsets. And for that we use OpenXR and ARCore and ARKit. Also about blockchain, we can use different technologies like Ethereum, and we create smart contracts where users are able to buy and sell different services and digital assets. Then, regarding AI frameworks, we use TensorFlow and PyTorch to create intelligent NPCs, to personalize the experience of the users, and to provide data analytics. Finally, we use web standards like the WebGL standard for browser accessibility, because we understand that many users are not able to afford a VR headset. So we build our applications with that in mind, and we provide our applications through web browsers. The applications are 3D environments, so you can imagine a virtual world in a 3D environment like a video game. And with that, we also can have cross-platform support. So there are a lot of challenges in building the open source metaverse. First of all, we have interoperability issues. At the moment, a lot of applications are very close, and the problem is that if you do something, a session in a specific application, it is very difficult to send this data to other applications. So the most basic part is that you can have an avatar. You have spent a lot of money for skins, for example, and you are not able to use them in other applications. Then another challenge is security and privacy. It is very important to find ways to combat fraud in virtual worlds, and there are a lot of different ways and occasions where users can, for example, lose all the data in the visual world, and it is very different from the 2D internet. Also, we have scalability concerns regarding, for example, how we stream 360 videos and 3D environments in hundreds and thousands of people. A lot of companies are working on that, which are much bigger than us, and we try to find also ways to implement those technologies in our systems. Then regarding standardization and governance, we need to find new ways to govern these open source applications. And for that reason, there needs to be found different standards, new standards and protocols for this. Also, we have product designers and user experience and UI designers in order to help users adopt our applications and make them accessible. And finally, we're working with open source tools of NVIDIA for content moderation in our virtual worlds. So what we do for this open source metaverse, we adopt open standards like GLTF and OpenUSD. OpenUSD is a standard created by Pixar and then was open sourced by NVIDIA some years ago. And OpenUSD means Open Universal Scene Description. And with this standard, developers are able to create experience and interconnect different applications like Blender, Revit, Autodesk Revit, Unity, and Unreal. After that, we are learning at the moment security protocols, and for that reason, we have our own servers and everything is hosted by us. We have started using open source tools like Open Project and GitLab and Mattermost. We are hosting them on our servers, and for that reason, we are working on learning security protocols, because when you want to build an open metaverse, the teams have to also know about that. Then regarding scalable infrastructure, we also do some things in order to find ways how to scale up our systems when they are ready and a lot of people are going to use them. And regarding governance, we are researching decentralized autonomous organizations, which is a new concept, relatively new, from the blockchain community. Then, as I said before, we optimize for accessibility, and we do a lot of case studies for our systems in different labs with real users. And finally, we develop content moderation tools to find out if there are any issues and any problems in our systems. So AI is a very important technology in this endeavor, and also digital twins is something that a lot of companies need at the moment. In Greece, there are some factories and big industry players that we are speaking with, but it is very early here in Greece. But in Western Europe and Central Europe and the USA, many companies are creating their digital twins of their factories. And we work on this thing in order to be ready when this technology will be needed in Greece. So what we have built here, it is a work we have done. We use deep reinforcement learning for the reconfigurable intelligent surfaces I saw you before. And we are training a policy network and a critic network in order to find the best phase shifts in these reconfigurable intelligent surfaces, which is components of the telecommunications networks. There are some hardware that are being used worldwide of that technology, and many people in the communications industry believe that 6G will be mainly powered by those surfaces. So how Gen AI can be used for virtual world? First of all, for procedural content generation, developers will be able to use Gen AI tools in order to create terrain and environments in runtime, and also for objects and architecture. There are some works on that. For example, Luma Labs are working on that, and they have created a tool where you use text in order to create 3D objects. But at the moment, there are no tools, for example, for user interactions with the virtual world. So the community wants to create a tool where you will be able to use text in order to create virtual interactions. Then Gen AI can be used for character and NPC generation. For that, something very useful will be the visual appearance of the avatars. So the users will be able to use text in order to create skins for their own avatars. And they will be able to use different AI models, which will be either cheaper or more expensive. And the results will be also different. Also, behavior and dialogues will be used in character and NPC generation, and the NPCs will be able to speak with the users in the virtual worlds and adapt their behaviors regarding what the users do. Then, regarding asset creation, textures and materials at the moment can be generated using text, and also animations. Animations, they are a little bit more difficult, and so we will have to wait a little bit more for this. Finally, regarding personalization and adaptation, we are working on a project which is called Page to Pixel, and what we want to do is to create a text to 3D trailer application where authors of books will be able to provide a scene from their book in order to create a 3D trailer. So blockchain is a very important technology too. We are working on an architecture with different layers for that. We start from the DApp layer, the decentralized application layer, where users use different user interfaces and wallets and smart contracts in order to receive a service from a different user. Then we have different layers like the transaction layer, the protocol layer, the execution layer, the consensus layer, and the pin layer. The pin layer is responsible for running, for example, simulations if a user wants to run a simulation or an AI algorithm. And with the transaction layer, the users will be able to pay for these simulations in order to do the job if they do not have the required hardware for that. So, innovations on the horizon. First of all, we have generative AI algorithms for realistic virtual worlds and interactions. Then we have blockchain for decentralized applications and identity. Finally, we have enhanced hardware and sensors for richer XR experience. I believe that all of you have seen the Apple Vision Pro. It is a new headset. It costs 3,500 euros. It has very sophisticated hardware, but at the moment it's very expensive for users to buy it. So we have to wait a little bit more for the technology to become more accessible to users. Okay, and finally, I would like to speak about the core components of the Topaz creation SDKs that we are working on. These components are firstly the scene and object management component. We want to provide scripting and logic, networking and multiplayer, asset pipelines, and integration with VR, AR devices. So I'd like to thank you. I'm open for any questions that you may have, and you can use those QR codes to go to our website, LinkedIn page, and YouTube page. Thank you very much.
Do we have any questions? Yes.
Να δω ξανά άλλη μια τα χεράκια. Τέλεια.
Hello. My first question is about the digital twins of the factories and etc. that you mentioned. Are they public access or private access only for the employees and the management of of the organization? Because you can understand if it is public, how do you prevent bad actors from having access on them and take advantage of the simulation and from the blueprints of the factory?
Yeah, at the moment they're private. They can only be used by our clients. But for the future, we want to create a secure network in order to power these digital twins. But users will have to use credentials to, yeah.
Yes, my second question is, because I'm thinking a lot of, for many years, to start my own startup. I mean, how did you decide to make that move and take that way of Metatopia? I mean, what was your vision? How did you start to raise funds and etc.?
Yeah, we haven't raised funds yet. We started 1 year ago. And at the moment, we are developing different use cases and speak with different users to find out the needs of the users for the Metaverse. And now we are working on developing a business plan, the pitch deck, to go to venture capitals. How we took the decision to start it is we wanted to have to be fully committed on something and to take full accountability on that. So it was the only thing we could do to achieve that.
Do we have any more questions? Okay.
So, excuse me if I've missed anything. Is this metaverse open and designed to be used by the everyday person, or is it designed for specific people to access and utilize, such as teachers, students, and so on?
Yeah, this is designed to be used for everyday things, for our work, for entertainment, and we believe that in order for the 3D internet to become a reality, the community has to create 3D apps that are being used for our work and for social media, for people to speak with each other, to do their job and be entertained. So what we want to do is to provide the infrastructure for that in order for other people to create applications, for example, for users to be able to control their factories, or for other users to create virtual art and trading simulations and education platforms.
Okay, thank you.